Hello and welcome to Monday Build Guides with Zer Smash. Today we are running through a DDO representation of Natasha Romanov. Before we get too far into this, let me do a little intro track here. Where are my intro tracks? To earlier Zer Smash, I have been playing DDO for about 14 years. I have been a Twitch affiliate and a YouTube content creator for about a year and a half now. Um, I specialize in the DDO, Lotro, and WoW spheres, and I further specialize in the low-level to mid-level builds in those systems. So we are doing the Natasha Rachmaninoff, or the Natasha Romanoff build. It is the Black Widow build. It is a ASMR Scourge specializing in two batons, um, the two sticks that she uses. Um, this particular build uses maces because the ASMR Scourge gets those as the weapons of choice. So I want to talk a little bit about the things that you can do um, when doing builds. Two of the things that you can do immediately to figure out the best build. The best build is centered on, okay, so I'm doing 15th level builds. So 15th level builds, they start with a race, they start with a class. So you want to figure out which race best epitomizes that character, and you want to figure out which class best epitomizes that character. In this case, I'm going with ASMR Scourge. The dual wielding is very appropriate, I feel. I'm going with ASMR because they have a little bit of healing, and I think that's very close to something that a character from that genre could do. Um, so let's get into it. Let's do iconic. We're going to do, of course, female. We're going to select class. We're going to go with um, ASMR Scourge. We're going to pick a path, which our path is going to be customized because we could just, no, let's customize. Let's do race. Within the race options, you've already selected your race as ASMR Scourge, so you don't get those options, but you do get to customize your stat points. And stat points here I feel are very important. I'm going to go with a 14 in strength because she is strong, but she's not Herculean strong. Dex is very important. We're going to go with some weapon finesse. Constitution is going to be at least a 12. We're going to go with a 14. Intelligence is going to be a 12. Charisma is going to be a 12. And then our last 2 points are going to go into wisdom because she is no slouch when it comes to wisdom. Next, we have our skill point loadout. We're going to put points in jump. 1, 2, 3 in jump. We're going to put um, 1, 2, 3, 4 in tumble. We're going to put points in move silently and hide. 1, 2, 3 in move silently. 1, 2, 3 in hide. 1, 2, 3 in concentration because you don't want to be interrupted in the middle of something, so concentration is appropriate. 2 points in heal. 2 points in listen because she's very perceptive. 2 points in search and 2 points in spot because again she's perceptive. And then we're going to put a point in swim because for floating speed, for flying speed. Um, and then we're going to put 2 points in haggle, 1, 2 in haggle. And we're going to put 1 in intimidate just because it represents some training in intimidate. And then that'll get better as we go. And then favorite enemy, we get favorite enemy undead immediately. The thing that I want to take for favorite enemy is I want to look at what would best say supers. What would be a favorite enemy supers? We could go evil outsider. That's appropriate. Go Fey. Go giant. Let's go giant. Do favorite enemy giant. Excuse me, I have a little bit of bronchitis, and so I'm not doing so well. Um, favorite enemy giant, and then we have our normal feat. Feat is going to be luck of heroes because she's heroic. +1 to fortitude, reflex, and will saving throws. Next, we're going to pick a softer skin color. We're going to pick black metallic for um, no distortion on the face. No distortion on the face. You can't see me. Um, we're going to go with a reddish hair. I think that's very appropriate. Um, that hairstyle is not inappropriate, but it's not particularly badass. So we're going to try to find something that is better for Natasha here. That's nice. That's not really appropriate. That's nice. That's nice. We're going to go with this. It's kind of a more stylish long hair. And then we're going to go with green eyes because I like her green eyes. Skin color taken care of. Facial detail. We have the ASMR Anthema markings. I'm just going to go with this because it's there, provides some appeal, but it's not in your face. It's in her face, but it's not in your face. If you enjoy build content like this for DDO, smash that subscribe button. Lip color. Where's lip color? Right here. So we're gonna go with kind of a go with that works. Okay, and then our name is gonna be Natashe. Natasha. Rockmanov. Rockmanov. Oh, this is supposed to be I. Rockmanov. So we're going lawful good. We're gonna go. We'll go chaotic good. That's a good bet for her. Okay, and then we're gonna go into the Garrett here. The ball and chain garrison. And as we can see, we have kind of a cosmetic armor here. And it is, in my opinion, very appropriate to her anyway, other than maybe the mask. So we're gonna pull that mask off and see what y'all think of that. Pull that mask off and show you her in this armor without the mask. I think it's very appropriate. We do have a better armor we're gonna put her in later though, so we'll go here. Talk to Elmister. Tell him I fear nothing. Tell me where I can find. What would you have me do? Shadows? Fine. About training. Teach me what you can except ranger training. Advanced next level as a ranger. And then here is where we're going to start taking points further and intimidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 is the max I can take now. Then we're going to take a point in hide and a point in move silently. And then we have 1 point left over. We're going to put that point into search. Next. Finish. That's a little loud. Let's pull that down a little bit. Pull that down a little bit. There we go. Speak of ranger training. Advanced next levels ranger. We're going to take, at this point, we're going to take 3 points in concentration. We're going to take another point in intimidate. And we're going to take a point in spot. And 2 points in search. so that we level out search and spot to a 6. A 6 at third level's fine. Level those up a little bit, you know. Die hard bonus, lower grade class feats. Um, we're not going to take oversized 2-weapon fighting. We are going to take weapon finesse if we can find it though. Weapon finesse. It applies to attacks made by a dagger, hand axe, hand adapts, comma, kukri, light hammer, light mace, light pick, rapier, sword, sickle, or while unarmed in a druid form. And I believe they're going to be light maces. So I'm going to take weapon finesse. Speak of ranger training. Advanced level skills ranger. Um, I'm going to cut some of this out during editing. So, um, we're going to up wisdom, since wisdom is our spellcasting stat for ranger. Spellcasting. Okay, for spellcasting for these builds, what I call spellcasting are supers attunement. So supers attunement, they are things that they'd be able to do. I'm trying to mimic what they would be able to do with those spells within the movie setting or within the EULA. Um, um, so that's that. Um, I'm up hide by 1, move silently by 1, jump by 2, listen by 1, search by 1, and move silently by 1, because 7 at 4 is less appealing than what I want to have it at, but I need to have some of those skills that are pretty good. Okay, so for spells, what you want to focus on for her, you want to focus on camouflage, which is a plus 10 bonus, determination bonus to hide. You want to focus on pass without trace, which is a plus 5 enhancement bonus to move silently checks. And then, in my opinion, you want to focus on tumble and longstrider. So tumble gives a 10 bonus enhancement to tumbling, which is good for falling long distances. You know that super. You know, you hit the ground with your fist and you're triumphant. So tumble, and then long strider, which is going to give a 15% increase your base run speed by 15%, and shallow water no longer slows your movement. Shallow water no longer slowing your movement is pretty cool because it does slow your movement less in today's DDO than it did in previous DDO versions, but it still does slow you some. Um, that's really good. So you get all of those as a ranger. You don't have to choose spells, but those are the kinds of spells you want to focus on casting, in my opinion. Speak of ranger training, advanced next levels of ranger. I'll put 2 points in heal, 2 points in hide, 2 points in move silently because I feel these are where we should be spending our points. You should be aiming for 2 times level. Actually, level minus 1 times 2. So level minus 1 times 2 is going to be 8. So anywhere above that's fine. Anywhere at that point or above is fine. And then we're going to do um, intimidate 1 point. We get a second favorite enemy. We're going to go evil outsider at this point because I think that's very appropriate. Wilderness lore. Speak of ranger training. There's no levels of ranger. We're at level 6 now for ranger. So we want to focus on 5, 10 points. 5 times 2 is 10 points. And skills. So I'm going to take these skills above that range because these are her very important skills in my opinion. Hide and move silently. I'm going to take jump up by a point. Take search up by a point. Spot up by a point. Next. Granted class speeds, we get improved weapon fighting, which is awesome for her double baton. We get mini shot and we get wilderness lore. And then we get to choose another feat. We're going to choose 2-weapon defense. Because she doesn't use a shield, she uses 2 weapons, and that bonus to defense will be nice. And then speak of ranger training again. Advanced enough level to ranger. We'll take hide. Okay, so hide now is a max of 13. So we'll be 7 minus 1, 6 times 2, 12. So they're at above where they need to be. And then we'll take search up by 2 and spot up by 2. And then we'll take intimidate up by 1. Now intimidate is not very important for this character. She does know how to intimidate, but most of the people she intimidates are low-level thugs. It's not important that she be a badass when it comes to intimidation. So a level -1 times 1 is fine for that. You notice she's level 7 and her intimidate's a 5, but she's going to get bonus skill uh, items by the time she hits 15th level. And actually, when she hits 15th level at the end here, we'll see what kind of set bonus she gets just for being um, 15th level. You can ranger training. That's not level to ranger. We're gonna up wisdom again to a 14, and that's where our wisdom bonus will stop. We're gonna do 2 points in concentration. We're gonna do a point in hide, a point in move silently, a point in listen, and a point in search and a point in spot. Actually, let's not put a point in spot. Let's put a point in intimidate. Next. We see our level 2 spells here. Again, the things I would concentrate on for spells. Summon Nature's Ally 2. Not because it's particularly appropriate to the character, but because it's a badass spell. Snare. This is going to talk about traps, setting traps, that sort of thing, which is very important. It's also gonna speak to disabling traps. Cat's Grace is something that's very important because it gives a +4 enhancement bonus to dexterity. Not only does it give +4 points of dexterity to you, but to allies. So it starts talking about the bardic effects, the buffing effects of Natasha Romanoff, and we talk about how sometimes we talk about Natasha Romanoff and how she is part bard because she can soothe the beast in the Hulk. And so that's one of the things I like is that we start talking about soothing natures and we start talking about buffing spells, that sort of thing. So also cure light wounds could be a kind of a buff to she touches him, she heals a small part of his damage, and then she soothes him with her calming nature. Also hold animal. They're talking about animals. Some nature's ally could start talking about animals and the beast and the Hulk. You know, I like a ranger for that. Most people go overboard and I go, oh, that's bard. It's like, yeah, that is bard, but it could also be ranger. It could also be druid, depending on how you look at things. Speak of ranger training, advanced next level as a ranger. We're going to hit up hide and move silently, first of all. We're going to be 7. We're going to be 9, which is 8 times 2 is 16. These are now falling below the point that they're not times 2 of level -1. So we start having issues with that. So we're going to start pumping some of these other stats. We're going to pump listen to a 10. And then we're going to pump search and spot to 12. Actually, we're going to pump listen down 1. And we're going to pump spot up by another 1. Next. We get evasion as a granted class feature. Evasion very appropriate for her character. I didn't know the rangers got that, but I'm seeing that now, and I see how that works because they wear light armor. It's very important. It's very appropriate that they have that going on. Let's see if we can data for this stream. Okay, so excellent. Okay, we're gonna go resist poison. Finish. Speak of ranger training. We're gonna advance the next level as a ranger, and we are going to do hide and move silently into 16. And then we're going to do jump up to 10. And we're going to do listen up to 10. And we'll do search and spot up to 14. And then we get another favorite enemy here. We're probably going to go with Chaotic Outsider, because I think it's pretty appropriate. We could also go with Dragon, because dragons are kind of... What is dragon? Yeah, dragons. So the beasts that fly in the sky are kind of like dragons. And I kind of like calling them dragons. So we're gonna just go with dragon this time. Like those big, ginormous beasts. I mean, what else would you call it other than a dragon in D&D? So, finish. Speak of ranger training. Advanced next level as a ranger. We're gonna do 2 and heal. We're gonna stop leveling up and hide and move silently at this point. And we're gonna do 2 and jump. We're gonna do 2 and listen. And 1 and search. Next. Okay, we start talking about 3rd level spells. We only have 5 available spells here. Wild Instincts, which is a good one. You sharpen your instincts and your awareness of immediate surroundings, giving a +10 insight bonus to listen and spot checks. That's why it's not important to keep taking spot, to take spot, to take listen, to take those up any higher, because you are getting a +10 bonus here. Summon Nature's Ally, obvious reasons. Remove disease, neutralize poison, cure moderate wounds, obvious reasons. So all of those things are good spells. Like, you only get 5 options, so finish. Speak of ranger training. Advance the next level as a ranger. We're going to stop leveling up in wisdom, and we're actually going to level up this time in charisma. I know, an odd choice, but you'll see why later. We're going to do concentration 2 points, heal 2 points, jump 2 points, and spot 1 point. Okay. Next, we get another level of wilderness lore. Now we take dodge. Dodge. Dodge is an underutilized spell by rangers, and I'll tell you why. Rangers, a lot of rangers are rangers. They're rangers. They use bows. This build doesn't use bows. This build uses maces, and so she's going to be right up there in the front lines. She has light armor. Typically, you don't want to wear light armor and be in the front lines. So dodge helps mitigate some of that damage that she's going to receive being in the front lines. Advanced ranger. We're going to take 2 points in jump, 2 points in heal, 2 points in concentration, and at this point, I'm going to put 1 more half point into intimidate. Why invest that half point? Okay, so a half a point doesn't seem like much, but a half a point, when it's in the odd sphere, when it's 5.5, is not giving you anything greater than 5. If you're at 5.5 and you're investing that half a point to 6, that's going to up your, statistically, it's going to up your level of skill by 1 point for half a point. So go ahead and do that. If you're enjoying this build, smash that subscribe button. We're gonna speak of ranger enhancements. Next level of Ranger. We've got concentration 2 points, heal 2 points. We're getting these levels up to 16 now. So that's where I want to be right now. I want to be at 16 for these levels. Because that will be my level. Plus 1. Level plus 2 if you're minusing 1. Okay, so you got level 4. Just wounds obvious, freedom of movement obvious. Animal growth. Grants an animal magical beast from plus 4 size bonus to strength. And a plus 4 size bonus to constitution. And a minus 2 penalty to dexterity. Um, this could be very appropriate in the fact that if you think of it from a perspective of the character point of view in the movies, she could be casting animal growth on Bruce Banner. That could be what's going on. He could be getting a plus 4 bonus to strength, constitution, and minus 4 to minus 2 to dex because she's casting animal growth on him. Maybe that's why he's the Hulk. Longstrider Mass to be able to chant and speed up your party. Freedom of movement, going through anything that impedes movement, paralysis, entanglement, fog, um, and then Cure Serious Wounds obvious again. She touches the Hulk and he heals a little bit and he calms down. And next, speak of Ranger thing. This will be my last level as Ranger. We're going to increase the listen to a 16. And then we're going to take these last 5 points. We're going to pump them into Intimidate. Next. What do we have here? Favorite enemy. We're obviously going to choose a favorite enemy. We're going to choose a favorite enemy, and we're going to do, at this point, either Fae or monstrous humanoid, magical beast, lawful outsider, vermin, reptilian. I'm going to go with monstrous humanoid. And then our normal feat, this one's really easy if you stay tuned. This one's really easy. I'll show you here. Skill focus. You can take a skill focus at this point. And the skill focus that I would choose would be Intimidate. Because that's going to up us from an 8.5 to an 11.5. Next. Finish. Okay. That brings us to here. We're going to spend action points on enhancements. And we're going to spend most of our enhancement points in Tempest. Because Tempest is the dual wielding melee weapon. So we're going to take the first point. Obviously, to access the tree, we need to take the first point. Item defense, we're not going to take right now. Improved reaction, plus 3 reflex saving throws. Additional plus 3 against traps. So that, I think, is very appropriate for a trapper, assassin, rogue kind of thing going on. Improved defense. Plus 1 additional armor class, physical resistance, and magical resistance. If you possess deflect arrows, it can trigger once every 4 seconds. Every 3 seconds, every 2 seconds. And so it's an additional 3 points of armor class, which I think is very appropriate. Whirling Blades, plus 1 to hit and damage while dual wielding. Well, I'm going to almost always be dual wielding, so I want to take all levels of that I can get. Tempest, 10% offhand strike chance, the chance to make offhand attacks when dual wielding melee weapons. You now treat scimitars as if they were light melee weapons, and while you are dual wielding light melee weapons, you can use your dexterity modifier to hit. So I didn't really need weapon finesse, I guess is the point there. So, Graceful Death. You can use your dexterity modifier for damage, so that's helpful. What's this up here? Storm Dancer. Imbue Toggle. Your melee attacks deal 1d8 electrical damage. This damage, which I think is very appropriate for her shocking batons, electrical damage. So we'll take that. And then we have Acrobatics, plus 2, plus 3 balance on jump and double, and plus 1 to reflex saving throws. We'll take all 3 levels of that. And then we'll take Storm Tempest, upgrades your Storm Dancer and be toggled to grant a 30% electrical absorption. So I now gain 30% electrical absorption. Deflect arrows. That is, you gain the benefits of deflect arrows while dual wielding melee weapons, which will be almost always. Knocking aside one incoming projectile that would have struck you every 6 seconds. +1 competence bonus to critical damage multiplier while dual wielding melee weapons. I'm going to take Whirling Blades for an additional +1 to hit and damage while dual wielding. We're going to take Elaborate Parry. We're not going to take that because it's an active. I don't like taking a lot of actives. I like taking passives. Improved dodge, 1, 2, and 3%. And then critical mastery, 1, 2, and 3. And then we have dual perfection. Your offhand weapon now adds your full attribute damage modifier, which is your offhand weapon. Your offhand weapon normally does half of your damage modifier, and we're using dex, so that'd be 3. Or 3 halved would be 1, and then up to 2, and then up to 3. So, for instance, if you have a 30 strength, you'll gain +10 damage when your offhanded weapon. Like your main hand weapon, you gain a 25% competence bonus to max hit points as well by taking this one action enhancement point. It's 2 action points, but it gives a 25% competence bonus to maximum hit points. So very, very, very good. Dance of Death, melee dual wielding attack. I'm not gonna take that. We're gonna take this though. What's this? This is bleed them out cuts. Choose a method for inflicting additional cuts. 2 melee weapon power and dual weapon strike, or melee dual wielding attack. So the one I would choose would be this, except, and then we're going to take this. That's going to give us 4 melee power and 4 melee double strike. So at this point, I like to go into the ASMR Scourge set. I like to grab this because it gives +1 use of healing hands per rest, which gives us 2 uses of healing hands. And then I like to take ASMR Improved Recovery because it is 20 positive healing amp, which I think is very appropriate to the scale of who she is and what she is as far as being a superhero and all that. So then I take this, and I take 1 point of charisma because my charisma was an odd stack, remember before? I told you there'd be a reason for this. This is the reason for that. You take a point of charisma from the race, and it becomes an even numbered stack, which gives a +1 bonus. And then we take Stronger Bonds. It gives us Stronger Bond gives us Bond of the Scrivener grants you Ghost Touch on all weapon attacks. So I get Ghost Touch. Ability score improvement. I'm gonna go with Wisdom this time because she's a ranger, and Wisdom is very important for rangers. I have 7 points left. I need 2 more points to access this. We're gonna go with Arcanum 1, so that's 10, and then we get ASMR Improved Recovery, which is a +20 additional positive healing amp. And then we're gonna choose Blessings. No, we're gonna choose Divine Charge. It's 1 Divine Charge allowing you to use your Divine Purpose more times per rest. And then we're gonna choose Divine Purpose, which is Divine Purpose Scourge. You gain the Furious Aura of the Scourge of the Undead. For 1 minute, your weapon attack deals 3d6 extra light damage that scales with the higher of your melee range power. On Vorpal, enemies are blinded. You must have Bond of the Scourge active in order to use this skill. You may use this once per rest and an extra time per Divine Charge. Okay, so that's that. And then we have 1 point left. We're going to use Divine Charges for an additional Divine Charge per rest, which will give us 3 uses of Divine Charge per rest. Accept. Close. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to go into, these iconic builds, they're 15th level characters. They get 15 levels of any class you choose, basically. You have to take your first class on whatever they choose for you. But you also get 15th level starting equipment. These are sets of equipment. Oops. Okay, so these are light maces. Oh, they're heavy maces. Oh no. Okay, well, I didn't see that coming. A ring, a boots, a bracers, armor. They're heavy maces, not light maces. I thought they were light maces. Well, that proves I don't know everything. I know a heck of a lot, but I don't know everything. Belt. Here is my trinket. Okay, so we're going to run through this equipment they give to you as a 15th level Ace Smart Scourge. You get 2 heavy maces. One is called Redeem, a +1 critical multiplier Ghost Touch, +3 enhancement bonus Coruscating Disruption Mace. Coruscating 3 is this effect causes the edges of this weapon to coruscate, dealing 3d6 light damage on each hit. Disruption is on hit 4 to 24 bane damage to undead. On Vorpal hit, if an undead struck by this weapon has fewer than 1,000 hit points, instantly slain. If the undead has above 1,000 hit points, it takes an additional 100 damage. And then we have Return, which is +3 bludgeoning and shockwave. Bludgeoning is 3d6 bludgeoning damage, and shockwave is this weapon triggers a shockwave on Vorpal, striking its target with bludgeoning damage and dealing damage to surrounding enemies. That's a shockwave. Boom! I love that for her. I love that for her. That is the one that is awesome. And then I'm also doing lightning damage in addition to those weapon effects. We have the Ring, Tracker's Band. Constitution +6, very good because that's going to give +3 hit points per level. We have Dexterity 6, which is going to give 3 points of AC and 3 points of reflex save. Speed V, which is 25% enhancement bonus to movement speed, and 5% enhancement bonus to melee and ranged attack speed. It also has Feather Falling. We have the Faded Tracker's Gloves, melee alacrity 10%, which is good for her, and Quality Physical Sheltering 3, which is going to stack with other sheltering items. Proof Against Poison +6, very good because she's got a bonus to that anyway. Insightful Physical Sheltering 7. Physical Sheltering 7 and Quality Physical Sheltering 3, so that's Sheltering 10. Exceptional Constitution from the belt, and Strength +6, which is going to up my damage by 3 points and my to hit by 3 points. False Life 23 and Resistance 5, +5 resistance bonus to Fortitude, Reflex, and Will saving throws. Dodge 6%, which ups my dodge to a 11%. Max dodged 11. Vitality 20, which is 20 hit points. Death Block, which makes me immune to all death spells and magical death effects. Wisdom +6. Magical Sheltering 15. Enhancement bonus to Magical Sheltering. And Healing Amp 20, which is in addition to the 40 from my race. So that's +60 Healing Amp. Insightful Magical Sheltering 7. So that's 7 from that. And Magical Sheltering 15 from that. So 15 and 7 would be 22 for Magical Sheltering. For MRR. +4 armor with physical sheltering 14, which is going to stack with the physical sheltering from the boots and from the ring or whatever, which were, 22 before, now 14, so 36 physical sheltering. Parrying 2, which ups AC and all saves by 2. And then we have the hidden armlets, which are double strike 7% and exceptional strength +1. So that is that build. I am Zer Smash. If you've enjoyed this build, please smash that subscribe button. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ZerSmash on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from approximately 4 to 6 p.m. Central. And you can catch me here on Mondays and Fridays doing build videos. Coming up on this Friday, we are going to do the Thorior build, a 13 fighter 2 cleric Thor-based God of Thunder build. So thank you and happy gaming.